Now I can hear it.
If it seems like the Bella Vista Lady Broncos haven't played a home game since last year, well, you're right. And while that game last year was also just about 3 weeks ago, it still must feel like forever. The Broncos have played their first 3 league games on the road over the past couple of weeks and ran into a couple of powerhouses in Ponderosa, who was undefeated until just a few nights ago. More on that later. And then, of course, also just earlier this week, Bella Vista, well, they had to face Inderkum. Sandwiched in between those 2 games was a trip to Rio last Friday, and a 5-point loss that the Broncos led at halftime, kept it tight throughout, and Coach Becky Stewart really feels like they should have won that game. Powered by Mackenzie Dean's 19 points, a league victory was indeed with their grasp, but unfortunately slipped away at the end. Tonight, it's another tough task for the Broncos. They welcome probably the best team in the Capital Valley Conference as far as the girls are concerned, that being the Falcons of Christian Brothers, and their 3-pronged double-digit scoring attack of Alea Harmon, junior Joy Omashakin, and sophomore Olivia Novi. Novi is actually the leading scorer at nearly 15 points per game, which is what she did last year as a freshman as the second leading scorer. The other 2 that we mentioned averaged just over 12. The Falcons come into the game 11-5 and represent the only blemish of the season record for fellow league opponent Ponderosa, having previously beaten the undefeated Bruins 63-44 on Monday. For Bella Vista, they'll have to figure out a way to contain those top 3 scorers and also a strong Falcon rebounding attack led by sophomore Journey Williams, who averages nearly 9 rebounds a game, and Omashakin about 8 rebounds per game. It is a Capital Valley Conference matchup and the league home opener for the Bella Vista Broncos. The Broncos at 5-13 take on the Christian Brothers Falcons at 11-5, and it's coming your way next right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson and Scott Hackman. Welcome to Bella Vista basketball here on BV Live Sports. And obviously, when you play in the Capital Valley Conference these days, you have to deal with the likes of Inderkum and you have to deal with the likes of Christian Brothers. And so when a game like last Friday happens at Rio and it just slips away when you knew you had that opportunity, understood that it could be rather frustrating. But again, one more thing that the Broncos really have to bounce back from.
Absolutely, they do. And you set up the stage and the setting perfectly. That game was a challenge for Bella Vista. They almost had it, but the beauty of Rio is they get to play them at home, so they get one more shot at it.
And that'll be on January 30th, by the way.
Yeah.
And guess what? We'll be here.
We will.
We'll be here for that one, as we are for all the home games this year. Well, Christian Brothers, they have joined the Capital Valley Conference this league, and they're already a powerhouse. They reached the section championship 2 years ago. They made it to the second round of the section playoffs last year. A couple of injuries kind of held them back a little bit last year. And this year, every bit is advertised. 4-0 in league. As we mentioned, 11-5 on the season so far. Coach Shandon Foster really has something going here. And only a couple of maybe 2-3 seniors on the roster. She's building for the future.
Incredible, yeah. Coach Foster's definitely done a great job for many years, as you mentioned. Right now, I think their most impressive win was Del Oro. I've seen Del Oro play, and they beat Del Oro, which is really impressive to me. I do think Coach Foster has really high hopes, and a long way into the playoffs she plans to go.
I told her that those of us who have been familiar with the Capital Valley Conference for many years know what Inderkum is like, and so we're always impressed when someone can beat Inderkum. Oh. She kind of chuckled at that, but yeah, no, this is a powerhouse team. Becky Stewart, I was talking with her a little bit before the game as well. She admitted it as well. She says that they have to be the best team in the conference this year.
Yeah, absolutely. The Broncos have a very tough league and a very tough schedule this year. But I think they've embraced it. I think that they know that they got to play everybody in front of them, and they'll do their best. So I love the grit.
The Broncos, obviously, they were dealt a blow that week in December, right before Christmas, when we had a couple of their games, and Ava Jensen went down with an injury after having played in 9 games. averaged double-digit rebounds and nearly double-digit points. In fact, was in double-digit rebounds every game that she played.
Wow. Yeah.
Went down with the injury. She has still not returned. They're hoping she'll be back next Wednesday for the game against Vista Del Lago up in Folsom. But at this point, they really do miss her.
They do, absolutely. Her rebounding especially. And just everything. Her effort on the court. It's hard to replace a player like that, but Mackenzie Dean's done a really good job. Emma Givens has also stepped up on the rebounding end, so it's just more opportunities for other girls. So, and I think they've embraced it so far.
When we saw, since the time that we saw Bella Vista for those 2 games back in December, Mackenzie Dean's points per game and rebounds per game have gone up about 2 points on average per game. And so, in fact, she went 19.17 rebounds in the game against Rio last Friday, and that is something that Coach Stewart really needs. We know, of course, about Ellie Tomei.
Yep.
And, well, maybe her shooting percentages are down this year. She's still at 58 three-pointers.
Wow.
So she can average about 4.5 or just over 4 per game the rest of the way. She can still hit that 100-point mark. But when you think of Bella Vista and preparing for them, knowing that if you shut down Ellie Tomei, you're going to have a lot of success. Get some of these other players to step up. Mackenzie Dean has definitely been doing that.
Yes, she has. And that's kind of what I'm looking for today with Ellie Tomei. I know Christian Brothers knows that strategy, and they're definitely, we'll see where they pressure, what kind of press they bring. But I think my keys today is how Bella Vista handles that adversity of the press. And hopefully Bella Vista just gets a lot of shots up. I was talking to Coach about that, and I just think they want to shoot the ball. So there's no shot that's a bad shot for Bella Vista right now.
And we mentioned the 3 top scorers for Christian Brothers, Novi, Harmon, and Omashakan. And asked her, how do you stop that 3-headed attack? And she says, we got to box out. So look for Bella Vista to try and box out to get those rebounds. It's an opportunity for Mackenzie Dean, you mentioned, and Emma Givens, who they're the top 2 rebounders on this team, or at least of those that are not injured. And so they need those rebounds. They need to, on those missed shots, and then just get the hands in and try and maybe shut one of them down.
Right.
If you shut one of them down, maybe that might be enough. It's hard to say.
I do. I think that's a goal. And I don't think, based on percentages, there's not going to be a lot of missed shots by Christian Brothers. So every single missed shot, Bella Vista's going to have to get that rebound and take advantage. And then also just play good defense. That's what they got to do. Like you said, if they shut one down, perhaps they shut or slow 2 and let one have her shots, then I think that's a win for Bella Vista.
Taking a look at the Christian Brothers roster, we mentioned just kind of scanning it, 3 seniors, and the top senior on the team, Alea Harmon, a 5'5 senior. She is tied as the second leading scorer at 12.4 points per game. She was their leading scorer last year at about 16.5.
Yeah.
But she's kind of taken a bit of a back seat as Olivia Novi has really stepped it up. 27 points in a game against Vista Del Lago recently.
Wow.
And she's averaging 14.5 points per game for Christian Brothers. She wears number 3, Harmon wears number 5, and Omashakan wears number 10. So again, with those 3, those are 3 key folks to be watching out for Christian Brothers. So it ought to be an interesting one tonight. Let's see what Bella Vista can do against one of the best teams in the section. And we are about to get the starting lineups, have our national anthem.
Welcome you tonight to the Capital Valley Conference basketball showdown between the Christian Brothers Falcons and your Bella Vista Broncos. We first ask that you please honor our nation by joining us in standing for the national anthem. So we know we would not have a basketball game without players. We know we wouldn't have a basketball game without coaches, but there's someone else that's critical for us to be able to play the game tonight, and that's our referees. This is National Officials Appreciation Week, and we want to acknowledge Candace Markham and Martin Powers, who are going to be officiating our game tonight. We appreciate their dedication to youth in our community. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Christian Brothers Falcons. Number 3, Olivia Novi. Number 5, Alea Harmon. Number 10, Joy Omishakin. Number 22, Leila Serrano. Number 23, Journey Williams. The Falcons are led by Shandon Foster, head coach. Now let's meet the stars for the Broncos. Number 0, Paige Hackman. Number 1, Ellie Tomei. Number 15, Emma Gibbons. Number 21, Audrey Rigpala. Number 42, Mackenzie Dean. The Broncos are led by Coach Becky Stewart. Let's have a great evening, folks.
And that sounds good to me. Let us have a great evening and have a lot of fun tonight.
I'm excited. I'm fired up. It's going to be a good time. I just can't wait to see both these teams compete.
Players taking the floor, as you might expect. Bella Vista in the home whites. Christian Brothers in their traditional blue with a little bit of red and white, those being their school colors. All right, let's play some basketball. And Christian Brothers controls the opening tip. Immediately, that's Journey Williams. And that shot does not go. A rebound already for Mackenzie Dean, first of the game. That one goes into traffic. And a couple of points there for Alea Harmon, first points of the game. Christian Brothers right on the spot as Bella Vista tried to thread a needle on that pass and couldn't get it through. Hackman has her pocket picked, and here is Omishakin down the lane. So 2 quick turnovers at midcourt, leading to 2 quick baskets already for Christian Brothers as they put up that full court press defense. Broncos get it across, finally.
Not the best pass there. I mean, we're definitely seeing what the brothers have decided to do here. They're going to run a 1-2-2 press, try to get steals and get some shots in the transition.
And that was Harmon again on the finish there with another fast break. Quickly a 6-0 lead already for CB. Trapping Tomei. Christian Brothers just relentless defense, forces another turnover. The shot from Journey Williams does not go. We've got a foul.
And I know what Coach Stewart right now, that's a really
Actually,
good
just a timeout, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a good timeout by Coach Stewart. What she's talking about right now is she wants better transition defense. I know that was one of the things she told me she's looking for. If they do a good job with that, it's a win in her mind. But right now they haven't. I mean, they haven't been getting back on defense at all. So you're going to give up your turnovers, but you got to get back on defense.
Broncos just having a real tough time as well with that pressure defense, that relentless pressure defense from Christian Brothers. They have not been able to get the ball really past midcourt.
Right.
Except once, and then unfortunately again, an intercepted pass led to an easy basket.
Yeah, and I feel like, a lot of the great teams that we've played against, it's just their constant pressure. There's always a hand on the ball. Even when you don't expect it, they get a hand on it.
You notice who it is putting up the pressure for Christian Brothers. It's
right.
Their 3 top scorers.
Yep.
Their 3 top players.
Makes sense how they get their points, huh?
Here's Reg Paula. Deflected pass again.
Now we got to get back.
And this is the first time Christian Brothers has really set up their offense.
Right. It's good to see them running offense, too.
Williams drives down to the lane. That's a little too hard. Omishakin Williams the rebound, the putback will not fall, but she draws the foul. And that's going to be on Mackenzie Dean. That is her first.
Just like we talked about, that's 2 offensive rebounds. We can't give up. We got to get those defensive rebounds.
2 free throws for Journey Williams. 67% free throw shooter, according to the stats posted on Max Preps.
She has a good-looking shot, too. She has a nice follow-through on that release.
We are going to see a lot of her over the next couple of years. She's a sophomore.
Beautiful shot.
So 2 free throws there for Journey Williams, her first points of the game. And a steal. Omashakin underneath comes up with the ball and easily puts that one up and in. It's now 10-0. And Bella Vista just does not have an answer at this point.
It's really good rotation.
Speaking of Christian Brothers running their offense for the first time, that's because they've had the fast breaks. Bella Vista really has not had a chance to run their own offense. The outside shot there is deflected out of bounds by...
It was out of bounds by Novi. I mean, Novi even herself called. Novi said, "My bad," and the ref missed it. So...
Well, they called they called that one for Christian Brothers. There was a little confusion
even
there.
Even though Novi said, "Sorry, it was off on me," I think she said it right to his face, but it's okay. They miss him sometimes.
Here's Williams just inside the arc. Offensive rebound for Christian Brothers. That's Serrano, Layla Serrano. And a rebound to Paige Hackman.
So there's no 10-second clock in basketball, girls basketball, so they can take their time here.
Tomei trapped on the baseline. Greg Paula again floats the pass in the front court. Broncos have it. Hackman being hounded. Here's Greg Paula. She'll launch a 3. Oh boy, that looked like that was on.
Yeah, that looked good.
Christian Brothers the rebound. So the Broncos have, at least the last couple of possessions, they've gotten a couple of shots off as we hit 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
It's good. It's good to see them get some shots off. That's important. Interesting. The Broncos are in a 2-3 zone.
There's a 3-point shot from the outside by Novi. CB controls the rebound again. Harmon for 3.
Harmon's a good shooter. You know, that's a pretty good shot right there. Against a 2-3 zone. They're going to give up those offensive rebounds against a 2-3 zone.
Makes 1 out of every 4 3-point shots. The pass underneath off the hands of Hackman and out of bounds. And so the Broncos will make a substitution. Elise Stites coming in. Greg Paula will head to the bench.
Looks like they're running more of a baseline play here against this 2-3 zone. Let's see if they keep running that. They should get the ball to the middle there by the free throw line.
Working the perimeter right now. In the corner, there's a 3-point shot on the way. That's Olivia Novi, and that's her first points of the game. We mentioned 27 points the other night against Vista Del Lago. She averages 14.6 points per game. Stites. There's Novi with the steal. Bella Vista nearly forces a turnover there. Nice play by Paige Hackman. That 3-point shot a little bit long.
A nice recovery by Harmon there. She got the ball back.
Bingo.
Wow.
I think the last 3 shots for Christian Brothers have been 3-point shots, and they've all gone in. Tomei. Gosh, there's
just vicious
everywhere.
Defense, yeah, at the front, at the top of the key like that. Just at the point of attack, they have amazing defense. So
Olivia Novi with the deuce. We're going to get another timeout called here. 3:31 to go in the opening quarter. 3 touchdowns on the board for Christian Brothers. My gosh.
Hey, you know, I mean, it's, you know, at this point, you know, none of us really came into this really watching the score. It's all about like what we can do as a group and learn from this experience. You know, they're gonna, you know, Christian Brothers, they'll get their points, they'll get their steals, but how do we react? How do we respond? That's what's important.
And again, that's one of the things Coach Stewart was talking about before the game is, you know, some of the goals for the rest of the season relate to good shots, taking good shots, but also playing defense, boxing out, getting the rebound, minimizing turnovers.
Right.
And so that's some of the things that she would like to see them work on over the remainder of this season. Unfortunately, here they have run into a buzzsaw in Christian Brothers.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, just like you said, I honestly think that that's all Coach Stewart's coaching right now. She's got her her points that she wants to get better at as a group. And if they do that, then it's a win for them, regardless of the score.
Christian Brothers substitutions. Most of the starters still in, but the one substitution, Gabriella Devlin, in for her first action tonight. There's a deflected pass. That goes out of bounds. That will stay with Bella Vista.
It's good to see Gabby out there. She's got a lot of history in this area, in the Fair Oaks area, so it's good to see her get some playing time.
She's an athlete, too. Flag
football,
football, soccer, track and field, basketball. She's got a lacrosse history.
Yep, lacrosse history for sure.
Ellie Tomei, oh, it's off the back iron. That's probably one of her best looks of the night. CB in possession. Harmon. Inside it goes to Omashak, and turnaround jumper. I'm sorry, that's Journey Williams. That comes off. Broncos with the rebound.
It's interesting to see we're running a 2-3 zone, and they're running some picks against that on the baseline. I've never seen any coach in Coach Foster run picks against a 2-3 zone, so that's a little interesting strategy.
Bit of a smaller lineup right now for Bella Vista. Tomei, open free throw line, extended to the left. She's got it. First points of the game for the Broncos, and they come from who else? Ellie Tomei, leading scorer at 16.3 points per game. 58 three-pointers made this year for Ellie Tomei. That was a deuce.
Yeah,
Williams takes the shot. That one's up and off. Devlin the rebound, puts it up and in. Gabriella Devlin, her first points of the game.
Those backside rebounds, those are, notorious. The 2-3 zone always gives up backside rebounds, so we need to be more thoughtful on that.
There's a free throw line jumper on the way, and that is from Macy Lee into the game. First points of the game.
That's her shot right there, that free throw jumper. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Three-point shot, Novi, left side. There's a long rebound the Broncos control. That one goes to Emma Givens into the game, and her pass goes right over to Becky Stewart on the sideline.
So I love the rebound by Emma Givens, but just wasn't very thoughtful on the pass. Those are the turnovers. Those are backbreakers that we can't have.
Devlin will inbound the ball right across the way from us. Overplay, nice steal by Ellie Tomei. Tomei will drive in for the deuce. So Ellie Tomei made that happen from start to finish.
Really good court vision right there. She anticipated the pass and got the steal.
Just inside the three-point line, Harmon puts that one up. It's short, out of bounds, over to Bella Vista.
I'm really curious to see how Harmon reacts to Novi playing so well and scoring so many points. Let's see if Harmon tries to get hers here.
Broncos on a mini run here, 6-2
I like it.
over the last minute or so.
Nice pull there on the step.
To the right side. Shot off the side of the rim. Outlet goes to Harmon. Harmon looking to drive on Tomei. Loops up the shot, does not go. Williams the rebound. That does not go. Hackman controls for Bella Vista.
And even there, the Harmon with some great effort there to try to get the ball back. They're relentless.
Hackman left side. Steps inside. She'll launch one up. That one goes off. Nice move there. Elise Stites from the far side sees the opportunity for the rebound and the open path to the basket. Her
Beautiful.
First points of the game.
Great effort play by Elise right there. That was great to see.
The lead is 15. There's Novi in the corner. And the rebound to Bella Vista. Bridget Nielsen in for her first action. A collision. Well, not really a collision. They grabbed the ball, jarred it loose, and Journey Williams on the other end with the 2 points there for Christian Brothers. Down to the final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Another steal. And here's Williams. She'll take it in and get the deuce. 2 quick baskets for Journey Williams. Puts an end to that Bella Vista run that had been 6-2. Tomei hippity hops the dribble just inside the arc. May have walked. No call. Off the glass and in. Ellie Tomei. 6 points in the first quarter for Ellie Tomei. The Broncos do reach double digits.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
After going about half the quarter without scoring.
Right.
It is a 17-point Christian Brothers lead here at the break at the end of the first quarter. But after running into that defensive buzzsaw at the beginning to where they just couldn't seem to control anything,
right,
the Broncos did finally find a rhythm, get something going, and put 10 points on the board, led by the 6 from Ellie Tomei.
Exactly. That's why Coach Stewart makes the big bucks. Those were genius timeouts. Great time. She got her troops centered a little bit, and they came out and they were focusing on little things. They're focusing on the fundamentals. They do have to limit the mistakes after they get a rebound like that. You know, you can't see that go out of bounds, or you can't give up open steals in the open court like that. But, I mean, those are things they'll fix in the second quarter. I know it.
Christian Brothers led by the 7 points of Joy Omashakin and Alea Harmon. Olivia Novi with 5, 4 for Journey Williams, and 2 for Gabby Devlin. And so that rounds out the scoring for CB. 27 on the board for the Falcons, and for Bella Vista they have 10. So, but a good second half of the first quarter, absolutely. I think, for Bella Vista, maybe something that they can build on.
I think so, especially right at the end, right in the last minute there, getting that last bucket. They got 9 shots off, so, you know, Coach wants to get 50 or 60, I believe. So, I mean, they're on their way. They're not quite at the right pace, but they got to keep shooting.
She does want them to put up a lot more shots.
Yes.
And doesn't matter if they go in.
Nope.
You know, just put the shots, and some of them will go in. Ball on the floor. We're going to get a tie-up here, and the possession arrow is going to favor Christian Brothers.
Novi's a really good defender. Definitely length on the arms there. She rotates well. It's an interesting 2-3 zone Christian Brothers is playing because they extend the top of that zone all the way to the center court.
First possession of the quarter for Christian Brothers. Alea Harmon and Novi working to the outside. Here's Devlin. In the corner, Serrano. She's open for 3. That one's on a line and good. Layla Serrano, her first points of the game. She averages about 6.5 per contest for Christian Brothers.
Nice communication by Bella Vista. They tried to get that in the corner, but she just had a nice pump fake.
She also makes 1 out of every 4 3-point shots. Here's Hackman with a long 3. That does not go. Ball deflected out of bounds, and it is going to go to Christian Brothers.
What a shot. Love to see that. I mean, she's only shot about 4 of them this year, so, you know, in a game like this, let it fly.
Yep.
Got to let it fly.
60 to 70 shots is what Coach Stewart wants, so take the shots. That's what Coach said. Left side, Novi. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That was beautiful, yes.
Yeah, it's hard to guard the 3 ball, of course, though, when you're playing 2-3 zone, so they're deciding to give up the 3 to stop the layups.
With that kind of a shot, Olivia Novi, I'm sure, as a sophomore, already has college scouts looking at her.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, it's hard to get recruited at the D2 level, but, like, you know, it's good to see that she's got a heck of a game on her. We'll see how she does the rest of her career.
And we'll see her another couple of years. Christian Brothers in the Capital Valley Conference. They'll be back here next year. Oh, there's a collision, and a foul is going to be called. Looks like it's going to be Elise Stites. Called for the foul.
Hope Novi's she kind of tweaked her right leg there a little bit. Hopefully that's not a problem.
She was a little slow getting up, but none
like
the
okay.
worse for wear.
Yep.
She's still in. Omashakin will inbound the ball. Amor Corcoran now into the game for Christian Brothers.
Nice
number
diva,
32.
Ellie.
Here's Harmon driving all the way in. That shot altered, but I think that Emma Givens is going to get called for a foul as well.
It's interesting to see this 2-3 zone defense.
Looks like they're calling it on Hackman. Okay,
so
that's
that Christian Brothers running. Most of the time I see a defense, when you try to break a 2-3, you go opposite what they do. You go like a 1 and then a person at the free throw line to break that 2-3. But they're actually running people along the baseline, so that's an interesting concept.
Don't know if you saw that or heard, but as Harmon took her first free throw, there was a sound from the crowd. Somebody goes, "Rah!" And
funny.
After she made the free throw, she looked over to our side.
That's fun.
Now it was not either Scott or I. I don't think I have that range. So
I promise. It's good to see him having fun out there.
It's almost like she was glaring at the fan.
Right. Oh, was she not happy? Was she upset?
Actually, she just turned and looked. I don't think she had a smile or anything like that on her face. She just turned and looked over here because that's where she heard the sound come from.
That's too funny. It's too funny.
Broncos keep possession, looking to get it into Mackenzie Dean. She's there. The shot doesn't go. Givens the rebound. Mackenzie Dean now tries to have it go right off of her back and into the waiting hands of Alea Harmon, falling to the ground, but gets it off underneath. And the shot does not go. That was taken by Claire Kukovic, one of the freshmen on this team. Dean. Now Hackman. Pass deflected. Givens. Givens to the baseline. She'll drive in, tries a scooping shot, draws a foul, and Bella Vista is going to go to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
You know, I talk a lot about Emma Givens and her abilities, but that's it right there. She takes it to the baseline very well, especially as a sophomore. She's going to have a great career here at Bella Vista.
So Givens, that was just her, she's about 33% from the free throw line. So 1 out of every 3.
Nice.
Omashakin with the inside position. I just noticed she's wearing goggles.
Yeah. She's a good scorer too, but she's also a tremendous rebounder, Omashakin.
Tried to get it back out to Kukovic. That's Nielsen with the steal. Nielsen all the way in on Kukovic. Good defense. Claire Kukovic, the 5'5 freshman, forced the missed shot, and here comes Christian Brothers back the other way. Kukovic with the pink shoes.
Pretty popular this year, pink shoes.
Yeah. There's one Bronco wearing pink shoes as well. I see it, and that is none other than Paige Hackman.
So that backside rebound again, that's something we need to tighten up a little bit the second half on the 2-3 zone. It's a backbreaker when you give up a backside rebound on a miss.
Corcoran with the deuce. Here's Hackman. Bounce pass. Nielsen gets it back. Her shot does not go. Dean had it, was ready to go back up for the shot, swatted away from behind, all ball. Here's Harmon. Harmon weaves her way in, draws the foul. What a move by Alea Harmon.
What a move is right. Nice stutter step there. I think Harmon's best attribute is her change of pace like that. She kind of lulled us to sleep and then took it to the bucket.
Alea Harmon, quite the athlete as well. She was the one that looked over a few moments ago. She is a 78% free throw shooter. And also a flag football star. There's a handful of flag football stars. Claire Kukovic, the freshman, is one of them. We, of course, talked about Gabriella Devlin. But leading receiver, 75 receptions for the flag football team this year.
That's amazing.
According to Max Preps.
That's really good. What did they? I think they won the section championship for like the lower Division II, but I believe, I can't remember if it was Division I or Division II, but I think they won the championship, which is pretty impressive.
They've got a good program over there.
Yeah.
Ball deflected out of bounds. It stays with Bella Vista. They cannot run the baseline now.
Good point.
Belleberg is in the game now. Finds Regpala, who's back in. Here's Dean trying to get it. Has it snatched away. Careful there on the over and back.
That was close.
Brothers lucky it was.
I think Harmon had a nice heads-up play there.
Omashakin, back iron. Harmon, back iron. Tomei the rebound. Tomei finds the opportunity up with the left hand. It doesn't go. Gets her own rebound. Underneath, tries to scoop one up, draws the foul, and Ellie Tomei will go to the free throw line.
I tell you, Harmon's a good defender. She's a heady player. She had her hand on her stomach, but you can't see, so she knew which side the ref was on, so she was overplaying towards the other side so that they couldn't call her for the foul. Smart.
More screaming, but Tomei none the
more screaming.
That had to be from the Christian Brothers side because they're trying to get her to miss. She's 76% free throw shooter.
Oh, good
and
shot
2
by
free
Ellie.
throws for Ellie Tomei. And the Broncos now down 26 against probably the best team in the Capital Valley Conference tonight.
You know, I was just going to say I bet Novi gets a shot on this one, and she did.
Kukovic the rebound. There's Harmon. She was open for a second. Novi.
She wanted that one.
On Regpala. Novi closed off. There's Omashakin. Hackman the rebound.
A little better on the backside rebound.
2 for Paige tonight.
Yeah.
Tomei.
Oh, wow.
360 move there after controlling the ball.
It's an acrobatic shot. Almost went in.
From Brothers back the other way. Omashakin will take that one up and over Mackenzie Dean.
Nice quick shot there by Omashakin.
She's up to 9.
What a player. I like her game.
Hackman from the free throw line. Rebound for BV.
Shot, Jada.
Jada Bellaberg. Name just kind of flows off the tongue.
It really does. Yeah, I know Coach Stewart likes Jada's defensive abilities too, but it's good to see her shooting too when she has an opportunity.
Jada's a senior. Off the screen, here's Harmon. Harmon now to 10 points. It was Amor Corcoran that set the screen for her and freed her up for the shot. Here's Tomei just inside the free throw line. Mackenzie Dean trying to muscle that one through. Does tie it up, and Bella Vista will keep possession on the alternating possession.
Nice play by Mackenzie Dean there. Let's see what the Broncos come out. They always have a pretty good set play from baseline. Let's see what they do here.
Broncos going smaller. Hackman and Mackenzie Dean have come out. Inside it goes to Stites.
Nice.
Her shot does not go, but she will draw the foul.
I know I say this every time, but Coach has the best baseline out-of-bounds plays. That was a good one. Nice flash. Elise flash to the center circle there.
And it's good that they're drawing the fouls.
I agree. Yep. Shot by Elise.
Elise, by the way, 70% free throw shooter. Yeah, fouls there was quite a discrepancy the other night against Rio.
Yeah.
And part of it is the Broncos just need to attack more.
Mm-hmm. Right. Settled for threes too much.
So 1 of 2 for Stites. The lead is 29. Sophia Salazar, her first action to get it into Omashakin, who draws a foul.
That's where Omashakin makes her living down there on the low block. I mean, she's got really good hands and can get the shot off quick.
Want to remind you that this is just the start of Christian Brothers spending time here at Bella Vista High School. Tomorrow night, we will be back on the air for the boys' game between Bella Vista and Christian Brothers. Our coverage begins at 7:15, and the tip-off is at 7:30 right here on BV Live Sports. There's Bellaberg with the jumper. It does not go. Omashakin just made those free throws and gets the rebound there.
Another great rebound.
Broncos, the girls will be back in action Friday here against Wood Creek. That's Salazar underneath, gets her first 2 points of the game.
Nice to see a senior in Salazar get a bucket there and get some playing time. This is I'm really happy for her.
So it's a busy week here at Bella Vista High School with basketball. The next 3 nights. Regpala with
close.
the jumper. You know, Audrey Regpala was the only Bronco other than Ellie Tomei last year to hit a 3-point shot.
Is that right? All
Yeah,
of last year?
all of last year.
Good stat, George. Wow, that's impressive.
Well, credit Max Preps
Yeah.
and the coaching staff here at Bella Vista for reporting the stats. Because that's how it works.
Mind you, Ellie Tomei set the record for most three-pointers last year.
94. She doesn't have one yet tonight. She needs to average just over 4 the rest of the way to get to the 100 mark.
Nice defense there by the big 2.
If I don't miss my guess, I think Ellie has taken 1 3-point shot tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So Christian Brothers every bit as advertised.
Absolutely.
There's Salazar at the top, Omashakin. We might not see a lot of Omashakin and Harmon and Novi in the second half.
No, but you know when they played Ponderosa just kept running and not running in offense. They just tried to score because they really wanted to get 50. Christian Brothers could do that, but they don't. Foster's a heck of a coach. She's taking this opportunity to run offensive sets to get ready for playoff games. That's a good coach.
There's a jumper from the outside by Tomei, another deuce for Ellie. And she is now up to 10. Double figures for Ellie Tomei.
Nice, Ellie. It's really good.
she's taking advantage of her opportunities. There's
Interesting.
Novi down the lane.
It was a nice play, little dribble handoff there. That was right at the top of the key.
Novi now at 10 points as we are under a minute to go here in the first half. Stites. And that's Bella Holbert, the other freshman on this team. We saw Claire Kukovic earlier. Bella Holbert, who, by the way, they like her underneath the basket. And she's the one that's not afraid to get in there and do stuff. Do the dirty work, so to speak.
Yep.
Here's Harmon, just inside the arc.
Really good defense by Ellie Tomei right there. Ellie Tomei is getting some steals on this offensive set, and I know Coach Foster will take that into practice and work on that for the next game.
12 points for Harmon. Here's Nielsen. Crowd is helping him out with the count. Tomei at the free throw line. Tomei drives in. She'll force up a left-hander that does not go.
Nice left.
Seavey with the rebound. First half of play is complete, and it is all Christian Brothers here tonight. There was a relentless defensive approach early. They set the tone, and they've pretty much controlled this one throughout as the Broncos just muster 15 points here in that the first 16 minutes of play, and Christian Brothers is doing what really they've done all year.
Absolutely. It's we talked about it, the big three as advertised, as you mentioned. I was counting up the shots here. I know that Bella Vista's getting a lot of shots, so that's good to see. And you don't see many misses by Christian Brothers. So, I know it's 52 points, and I haven't seen a team score 100 points this year, but they're on pace to do that, which is really interesting because it's not that they're running and just like shooting layups. You know what I mean? That's no fun.
Yeah.
We pay a lot of money to get into these games, literally, and nobody wants to see that. But nobody's seen that. They're running an offense that's just accurate, and they don't miss many shots.
I think that you make a really good point. And of course, there are some really tough teams in the Capital Valley Conference. Bella Vista is building right now. They'll get there.
Yep.
But they're building something right now. But Christian Brothers, Vista Del Lago, Wood Creek, Inderkum.
Ponderosa
was undefeated until they ran into Christian Brothers.
Right.
So those are 5 teams in the league right now. That will really you mentioned that the Coach Foster's getting the team ready for the playoffs and with running the sets and not just running and gunning.
I love it.
Some of the teams that they have they may see in the
exactly
in the
they
playoffs
will,
as well.
For sure.
And so they definitely will be ready to go when the postseason.
I think so.
When the postseason arrives,
for sure.
And you're right. I would not. I mean, they're up here by almost 40 points.
It doesn't even seem like it.
It
though,
does not.
honestly.
This is not a team that is in any way creating an image of running up the score.
No.
Of course, you can't run up the score in the first half anyway.
No.
They're just doing their thing.
Right.
They're doing their
absolutely
offense,
and they're working on different sets. And Christian Brothers doesn't make the schedule. CIF does. So I mean, if anybody, it's CIF's fault for these scores. But they just play who's in front of them, and they do a good job. Like I said, they don't run the. Talk to me after the game. Maybe it's not going to be the case after the game, but as of right now, they're doing a great job. And Bella Vista's responded. You can tell Coach Stewart has talking points that she wants to see them do, and you can see them in a timeout talk about it, and then come out onto the court and do it. And that's exactly what Coach Stewart's asking.
I think after the very first kind of wave of aggressiveness and relentlessness from Christian Brothers, once Bella Vista figured out a way around that, things started to pick up for them. They did go on that mini 6-2 run.
I loved it. That was great.
That's a win. I mean, it was already. You're right. Christian Brothers was well out in front at that point, but you're right. It's a win.
Sure.
And one of the things that Coach Stewart talked about at the start of the game is that she wants to see the team put up 60 to 70 shots each game.
Yep.
And also not when they come to the basket and attack. When they have the ball and somebody comes up on defense to challenge them, don't fade away. Embrace the challenge. Attack. Go forward. And you start doing that, and you start conveying that message, and you start getting that response.
Yep.
They're going to be seniors that graduate this year, but the younger players, that's going to
point.
continue, and if that trickles down to the JV and the varsity, everybody's going to be playing that style. And when next year rolls around, she'll have those players that already have that philosophy. And again, we mentioned Bella Vista is building; they'll get there, and that's what it takes. It really takes that building from the lower levels. By the way, the freshmen beat Christian Brothers today.
Look at
now,
that.
There was a little bit of a clock issue at the end, and I had my back.
Advantage a little bit.
I had my back. I had my back to it. I didn't really see all of it, but there was a little bit of a clock issue. They may have gotten some extra time to get those last free throws, but they won the game.
Yes,
because that's how the referee called it.
Right.
40-38. And had the clock run out before that, they would have gone to overtime. So they might have won the game anyway. Christian Brothers came back and they won the JV game. Was 49-39. So it was a competitive JV game as well, which tells me that there's some future.
Absolutely.
There is the Bella Vista is building.
Absolutely.
Is building something.
For sure. And for me personally, when I see these games, like I said, I'm not looking at the score. I'm looking at, say, an Emma Givens getting her hand out on a three. You know, a Novi, one of the best players in our region, takes a three. Emma Givens has her hand up and plays defense. Like, I'm not watching the score. I'm watching that play. That's something that when Emma Givens is a senior, she's going to be doing it there. It's about building that mindset and building that structure from the base, and I love to see it.
Omishakin 13 points to lead the way for Christian Brothers, 12 for Alea Harmon, and 10 for Olivia Novi. Those are the top scorers. 4 for Journey Williams, 3 for Layla Serrano, 2 each for Sophia Salazar, Amor Corcoran, and Gabriella Devlin. 10 points for Ellie Tomei to lead the way for Bella Vista, 3 for Stites, and 2 for Macy Lee. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, second half of action. Let's see what Bella Vista does here in the second half and what they work on, trying to get those shots taken care of, and see what they do as far as the defense is concerned. So those are the things to look for in the second half, which is just around the corner. We'll be back in a few moments. We'll keep the stream live, of course. You'll see what's going on the floor, and we will be back with the second half. Challenges to our team is let's try to prevent it. So I know, but I mean, if it's still this is 37 right here. So if it's 37 in the fourth quarter, they probably are running it. But I think when they make the decision in the third quarter or fourth quarter. Now, of course, unlike football where it could be raining outside and +3, and they just want to get the game over with, the score is a blowout. You don't have rain here, so they just said whatever the provision is. Oh, there you go. right, we're moments away from the start of the second half here. It is a 37-point lead here for the Christian Brothers Falcons. We are just moments away from the second half, and we'll, as we mentioned, we'll see what that second half has to offer. Again, for Bella Vista, Coach Stewart, the keys are that she wants to have the team box out. She wants them to take 60 to 70 shots per game. And the other thing that she told me, Scott, is that she's very hopeful, and she has challenged the team to not get into a running clock situation. Unfortunately, we're probably where we are right now. If it's this in the fourth quarter, we probably will be there. But that's one of the things that she would like to see not happen. Intercom on Monday night, it was into the fourth quarter before they went to the running clock, but she'd like to avoid that.
Is that at 50? Is that what happens when you're up by 50?
I do not remember what the threshold is. I will have to look that up.
I mean, it should be. You think about it, right? It should be. Oh, good D by Audrey. Well done.
Audrey with the deflection into the hands of Ellie Tomei. And so the Broncos have a chance to score first in this quarter. Here's Dean. Oh, Dean had a path, and she didn't take it. Ellie Tomei for three. Oh, I want her to make one.
Me too.
I want her to make four at least. To keep that that going towards 100. And there's Omashakin with the jumper. Hackman the rebound.
Good start to the second half. I like to see this. A couple rebounds.
Here's Tomei. Loops all the way around the baseline.
And
then sets up three-pointer, and that one comes off as well. It's like Ellie Tomei literally went around the world there. Here's Harmon all the way in. Some good defense by the Broncos to force the missed shot, but there's Journey Williams to clean it up underneath.
See, now that's what I like to see. That's a win for Bella Vista when all they do is just take it down and dribble it down and shoot a layup. Like, that's exactly what we want them to do.
Here's Greg Paula. Now Dean. Dean on Williams. Dean muscles her way up for a shot, draws the foul.
Nice McHale move there.
And that is something I think that Coach Stewart really wants to see players like Mackenzie Dean do more of. And Dean, by the way, is a junior, so she will be back next year.
That's a good point. I think she might be a senior. But I know it's written there. I'm not sure.
My notes say a junior.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, I'll go ahead and look it up just to be sure. Oh, so you have her for a senior. Okay. Well, I guess I am.
Let's hope she's not back next year.
I will admit to being human then.
Oh, good free throw for Mackenzie. Well done, girl.
And that's Williams with the rebound. Looking to go coast to coast. Draws the foul.
Again, like I said, just keep an eye on that. Every time they take it down and they have no offensive set and they just take it in for a layup, then that's a win for Bella Vista.
This brings Journey Williams to the free throw line. 67% free throw shooter.
Yeah, she's got a great shot. We talked about that earlier, how she has really good form.
And by the way, the third foul on Mackenzie Dean. Williams with both of them.
You're right. Yeah, 3 fouls. That's a miss by Coach Stewart there.
Here's Tomei across midcourt. On Harmon. Tomei, step around move. The jumper comes off. Broncos with the rebound. Hackman has her shot blocked. There's the jumper from the outside. The screamer is still here. Here's Tomei. Spin move. Gets freed. Powers to the rack, but she traveled.
Taking it strong to the hoop, but I'd like to see her maybe move it around a little bit.
Here's Harmon outside. Works off the screen from Williams. Novi from the outside. And Hackman gets third rebound of the game at least.
Yeah, she's doing pretty well on the defensive rebound there.
Tomei, long three-pointer. That one comes up short. Novi, the rebound, makes sure she doesn't step out of bounds. The outlet is taken back as Givens drives in. Her shot does not go. Williams, another rebound.
Get some more players out on the court. Get some more experience for the Bella Vista Broncos.
The jumper from the outside for Novi doesn't go. Rebound underneath for Journey Williams.
Good try there by Emma Givens. She was surrounded by two blue jerseys there. It's hard to get that rebound. This will be her 5th and 6th time at the free throw line, so I think she's made all of them so far. You can tell she practices that.
Couple more free throws there for Journey Williams. 4 of 4 this quarter alone. The lead is now 42. Stites has the ball taken away.
Good job, Bridget.
And Bridget Nielsen forces the turnover, or takes the ball away and then gets fouled. I think Novi gets called for that one.
Yeah, that was a frustration foul there. She definitely wasn't happy about how easily she lost that ball.
We mentioned Novi had 27 points against Vista Del Lago. She's also had 18 against McNair and Notre Dame Prep and 20 against McClatchy.
Wow. It's good to see Christian Brothers playing other private schools. You know, believe it or not, people pay money to go to this school when education in California is free. So it's good to see them playing those other schools.
Harmon had the rebound. It goes off her foot and out of bounds, and she's a little surprised, but I had a really good look. That rolled right off her foot and out of bounds.
Nice pressure by Emma Givens there. I like to see her stay with that play. That worked out for her.
So 4.5 to go. Givens draws the foul. Broncos just with 1 point here in the third quarter.
Emma Givens came to play. Nice rebound there.
Yeah. Foul was called on Journey Williams. That's her second.
Beautiful shot. Look at that. That was great. Paige tells me Emma works hard in practice at free throws, so let's see if she can get a second one.
Hasn't been to the line a lot this year.
You're right.
She makes 1 of 2 there.
Good job, Macy Lee. She called travel against Christian Brothers because Christian Brothers said, oh my goodness.
Well, I guess not.
I mean, Christian Brothers had the ball, so anyway.
Here's
to
Novi.
the next one.
Passes up the three-point opportunity. Harmon will take it from downtown. Does not go. Ball out of bounds, and that's going to go over to Bella Vista.
Nice work by Emma Givens there on the low block. Nice smile on her face. It's good to see the smiles out there, you know, even regardless of the score. Just keep having fun. It's the greatest sport in the world.
Ball tied up. It will stay with Bella Vista with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clock is still stopping right now with a 41-point difference. We may see it run in the fourth quarter. Stites has that one rejected away and into the hands of Layla Serrano. And now here comes Harmon.
That was nice defense there.
Serrano, inside it goes. They bring it back out.
Beautiful.
Right back over to Serrano. She'll launch the three. Does not go. Loose ball on the ground. Williams falls to the ground. Bella Vista with the control. Here's Nielsen. Nielsen goes all the way in. Again, that's the kind of thing Coach Stewart wants. Attack the basket.
Yep.
And guess what? Bridget Nielsen's going to the free throw line.
It's interesting. I'm seeing some fire here by Christian Brothers. Even though they're up almost 50 points, they're still complaining. So I'm sure that's something Coach Foster is going to work on at practice too.
Nielsen, by the way, 43% free throw shooter and has 3 more years
Beautiful.
the Bella Vista varsity ahead of her.
You know, I'm so impressed with Bridget and her abilities as a freshman. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to come up as a freshman and play against this level of talent. And she's definitely played well.
There's Novi with a long three-point shot. That will come up and off. In the corner, Stites has it. And now we're going to call a held ball, and that was going to be
I loved Stites'
Christian
effort there
Brothers.
to get to that ball in the corner, but you gotta get it out of your hands quick because you know they're going to be coming to trap you in that corner.
4 in, 4 out for Bella Vista. And, you know, we talked about it at the Open, Scott, but they definitely are missing Ava Jensen.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
I really do hope that she can make it back next week.
Well, and the fact that you mentioned that next week, that makes me so happy. I mean, I don't want to rush her, of course, but that'd be wonderful if they got her back for many reasons, from a on-the-court perspective, but also just to get Ava back playing the sport she loves is great.
Novi from the outside drills it. Another three-pointer for Olivia Novi. She's up to 13 points. 3 minutes to go in the third. Belleberg inside to Dean. Dean will put that one up off
so
the
close.
glass. And
Two
again,
shots from Mackenzie this quarter, so.
here's Novi, another three-point shot. Belleberg with the rebound.
It's good to see Emma Thompson into the ball game. She's a pretty good shooter, so I'm going to see her take a shot or two.
All deflected, and the very quick Journey Williams right there to find the ball, finds the open player,
Good
and
pass.
that deuce goes to Layla Serrano. Good court vision on the part of Journey Williams.
Yep.
Dean, and she's going to get the ball tied up. It's going to be another held. This time it will favor Bella Vista. A couple of subs coming in for Christian Brothers. Kukovic and Devlin back in. Hackman out front. Now Tomei has yet to make a three-pointer in this game. Dean tries to power up a shot, gets the rebound, kicks it back out. Tomei's looking for the three. And it goes. Nice job on the part of Gabriella Devlin with the ball coming right to her.
Smart play,
Hold the hands away, let it go out of bounds. And she gets rewarded by getting to inbound the ball.
Yeah, she has a good defensive mindset, so.
In the corner goes Kukovic. She'll spot up. The jumper does not go. And it's going to stay with Christian Brothers. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kukovic is open for three. Devlin flying in with a chance of the rebound. They say that goes off of Paige Hackman. Stays with Christian Brothers.
She had the best view of it, so she probably saw something I didn't.
Loose ball. Novi comes up with it. Back outside Devlin. Swinging around to Kukovic. Splits the double team. Forces up a circus-looking shot. Draws the foul. There's some good headiness on the part of Claire Kukovic, knowing that she's getting fouled. Let's put that shot up there.
Shot up there, exactly.
I guess they're saying it was a non-shooting foul.
That's
so maybe she just put the shot up too late.
Maybe. From what they saw, she must have been on the floor, but that's interesting.
There's Kukovic once again. Serrano.
Nice play.
Novi in the corner. Boy, she just gets open. Devlin the rebound. Serrano underneath into traffic, but Journey Williams comes up with it from 17. That does not go.
Nice rebound by
Broncos
Emma
with
Thompson.
the rebound. Thompson. And she stepped out of bounds.
You know, one thing I like to see by Coach Foster here, she's stayed in a 2-3 zone. You know, she knows that she could play man, no problem, but she's working on the zone for when they play other teams, and she's not even extending the zone anymore, which is a good sign.
Tomei with the overplay deflects it out of bounds. So again, that will make points in with Coach Stewart, that the aggressiveness, and they're still playing.
Yep, for
and they're
sure.
still playing hard. Bella Vista yet to reach 20 points in this game, but that doesn't matter. They're still doing what Coach needs them to do. Kukovic with the jumper does not go. Williams gets bumped on the outside.
Yeah, I know Coach Stewart really likes to count the number of deflections, and they've had quite a few of them. So
that should be the 5th team foul on Bella Vista, which will be free throws. And that is the first foul on Jada Bellaberg. One of 7 seniors on this Bella Vista team. Journey Williams.
she finds a way to get to the line, doesn't she?
That's her 5th free throw
That's amazing.
of this quarter.
Wow.
In fact, I think she's 5 for 5.
I love
I
your-
don't.
I
do
love
not,
it.
I do
love
not
the
believe in the
jinx.
broadcaster's
Oh, I
jinx.
know,
We've
I
had this
love it, though.
conversation.
I love it. Yeah, you don't believe in it, but it works every time.
Except when Vin Scully called a no-hitter.
Every time but one. It's a good shot by Jada. Interesting to see Novi playing the entire third quarter. So, interesting move by Coach Foster. I hope it works out for her.
Here's Devlin in the corner. Williams at the free throw line. Underneath Serrano, that does not go. Loose ball on the ground. Novi nearly had it right through the legs of Hackman. Hot potato going on here at Bella Vista High School.
Yep, they're definitely first to the ball, Christian Brothers is. So,
So this is
every
gonna be
time it's like 1v2, it seems. What was that call? Was there a foul?
there was a foul on the play there. It's the second on Bellaberg.
Okay.
Kukovic at the free throw line.
You know, this is just like the Rio game you mentioned. I don't know what the problem is with Bella Vista, but we just don't go to the line as much as the other teams.
His free throws. Dean
That
tries
is
for
a
the
foul.
rebound, but she's tied up. Oh,
She got mad. Watch
and she secured the ball before it went
Smart.
over her
I like
shoulder,
that.
because if it goes over her shoulder, that's a
Automatic.
that's
Is it
going to be a
technical?
technical
Yeah.
foul. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate for sure.
Tomei into Dean, and Dean gets fouled.
Oh wow, they're complaining still. That I know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Foster will fix that in practice about the complaining, but it's interesting. Oh no, she's actually yelling at the ref too. So now we see where they get it. Ooh. Close, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Dean, by the way, 50% free throw shooter. One of two. A couple of free throws for Mackenzie Dean this quarter. Bella Vista just 3 points in the quarter. And the third quarter comes to
good
an
call.
end. And
9 shots. 9 shots, 3 points, 9 shots. So.
and all 3 points came at the free throw line.
Oh yeah, good call. You're right. Remember that game we did where I think that was another game where they just had 3 points in a quarter too. So it's tough when that happens. It's hard to win many ball games when you just score 3 points in a quarter. But you know, the effort's still there. Like I mentioned, the smiles are still there. I love seeing that. I just love to watch them compete and play basketball. That's all we can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we
they're
have?
at 64. So that would have been 16 points, 16-3 for Christian Brothers in the third quarter. Join us on Friday night. Well, again, it doesn't get any easier for the Broncos as they will take on Wood Creek this Friday night. 7:15 is our pregame, and 7:30 is the tip-off. That is our next girls broadcast. Wood Creek and Bella Vista. Boys, by the way, taking on Christian Brothers tomorrow night, and we will have that one for you as well. So that one also 7:15 and 7:30.
I can't wait to watch that game on Friday. Get a little home cooking. I love Friday night basketball games. They're super fun.
Need to do more of those.
Yeah, we do. They should make every game Friday night games at home. It's interesting Novi's still in there, and Harmon's not. So I could see that being a little bit of a stressor of their team. You know, Novi's getting a lot of playing time, and Harmon's not for being the leading scorer for 3 straight years. So interesting strategy.
Kukovic has the ball taken away. So you're right, Novi and Serrano, 2 starters that are in the game. Bellaberg puts that one up. Serrano gets the rebound. And then Kukovic, Devlin, and Corcoran are the other 3 that are on the floor for Christian Brothers. So 2 starters in, 3 reserves. And that's Serrano that takes the 3. That one goes off of Christian Brothers and out of bounds. It's Gabriella Devlin that was there on the baseline. Bella Vista going to make a 5-for-5 swap here. So Givens is back in. Stites is back in.
Good to see a lot of
Greg Pala.
People extra minutes against a really good team.
There's Greg Pala and Nielsen. Nielsen double teamed. They're going to call a foul here on Christian Brothers.
Bridget, I think maybe shouldn't have picked up her dribble right there. Maybe next time don't dribble into double teams like that.
First foul called on Kukovic, and the first team foul on Christian Brothers. Deflected away. CB controls. This is Serrano. Serrano will drive in. Finger roll is good. Layla Serrano, by the way, she is now at 7 points tonight for Christian Brothers.
This is good to see, like Audrey, you know, up at the top of the key going against one of the best players in the conference in Novi. It's good to see. It's good experience for her.
Here's Givens will launch a 3. Oh, that dances out.
So close.
Can't get the friendly roll there. It was Corcoran that got the rebound.
Yeah, that was a good rebound.
It's Kukovic. Corcoran. Or check that. That was Serrano. Now Kukovic once again.
Good by Macy Lee.
Or Macy Lee, sorry. There's Stites on the outside. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Devlin for 3. And the rebound is underneath and put up and in by Corcoran.
Well, it looks like they missed the shot clock on that one, but that's okay. Wouldn't make a difference. You know, they're down by 50, but that's
the shot clock's supposed to buzz when it hits.
It didn't buzz, did it? Yeah. It's interesting that one of the best players in the conference is still playing right now. So, I mean, it's great experience for these Bella Vista Broncos to get to go up against the best player.
Nice steal there by Macy Lee, and there's Nielsen.
Good job, Macy Lee. You know, she's had a really good game, Macy Lee. She showed a lot of effort and got a couple steals. It's good to see a couple rebounds and a bucket. She had a bucket, too.
Here's Devlin in and underneath, backs in. Good defense by Bella Vista. Corcoran with the rebound, but then she rolled over with the ball, and that will result in a travel. You notice the clock is running with a 50-point lead for Christian Brothers, so we are in a running clock.
50-point lead, and she brings in her starting front court. Good to see. 2 of the best players in the conference getting some minutes. Oh, what was that
turnover
call? I mean, the Christian Brothers players have been calling it on themselves, and the refs aren't listening, so that's interesting.
I think that given the signal, maybe it was a delayed call and a step on the sideline.
Oh, maybe she was out of bounds. Okay.
So here's Harmon. One dances off the rim, gave her like 3 bounces before it goes out of bounds.
It was a nice touch.
So Tomei is in the game, along with Emma Thompson, Jada Berlebeck, Mackenzie Dean, and Paige Hackman.
Sadly, we had to put our starters back in. I mean, the universal sign of substitutions is when you bring in all 5, but clearly Coach Foster missed it.
There is Hackman's shot, does not go. Dean puts one back up. Loose ball on the rebound. Hackman comes up with it, and her shot goes in. First points of the game for Paige Hackman. Paige averages about 2.5 points per game. But as we've talked about, her specialty is being a thief.
Yep. Quick hands.
Basketball thief.
Basketball thief, gets a lot of steals, and hopefully doesn't have too many turnovers.
Her other specialty is lacrosse.
Yeah,
that's next month.
That's next month. Thank goodness. That'll be fun, too, to watch, and we'll get to see you there, which is really exciting.
Looking forward to it. Full season of home games of boys and girls varsity lacrosse here on BV Live Sports.
Wow. Win for Bella Vista right there. 2 of the best players in the conference just shot an air ball with 2 minutes left, up by 50. So just put that into perspective. That's really interesting.
So we are in a running clock, so that's why the clock did not stop on the out of bounds. Ellie Tomei, long range.
And then she shot an air ball, though, too. Bummer. But it was open, you know.
I think Ellie wants to at least hit one.
I think she does, too. I think she does, too.
Ellie, by the way, 10 points tonight for BV. Inside it goes to Novi, closed off. Jumper does not go. Loose ball. Hackman the rebound. Here's Bella Burke, and now we got a whistle, and we get a timeout called?
Timeout by coach, looks like.
So 1:44 to go. So they will stop the clock for the timeout, of course. I think that maybe there's one more teaching point, coaching point here for the final minute, 44 seconds,
right,
that the coach would like to see with see the team work on here in the final couple of minutes.
I honestly, I think that probably is. She took her starters out again, get some more reps for others, and not turn the ball over. I think that's probably what she's talking about. Be smart with the ball. Take this minute 44 in a positive note and move on to Wood Creek on Friday.
Don't forget, join us tomorrow night. The boys take on Christian Brothers, 7:15, and the tip-off at 7:30 here on BV Live Sports. And then the girls against Wood Creek on Friday. Greg Paula for 3. That one comes off. Serrano the rebound.
It was a good shot by Audrey there. That looked on, too, so good shot.
Final 90 seconds of play here. There goes Harmon. Left-handed finger roll is good.
Ooh, she pulled a muscle a little bit. See, that's why you try to get your starters out in this kind of time. You don't want to see any injuries.
Harmon at 14. There's a three-point shot taken by Stites. That does not go. Salazar the rebound.
Nice strong rebound by Salazar.
Harmon. And then she finds Bella Holbert wide open on the baseline. Holbert, the freshman, her first points of the game. Here's Nielsen. Stites in the corner. Stites to the baseline. Puts one up. Hit from behind.
I really like that pump fake by Elise right there. That was it got her up in the air, and then she went right around her. It was a good move.
Devlin called for the foul. That's her first. The clock is continuing to run. This is one of those things. There's no danger of the game ending while she's at the line.
Right.
But you could be getting ready to shoot that free throw on a running clock.
I couldn't do it.
And that buzzer could go off.
I know. I could not do that at all, but maybe she can take another 15 seconds there. All right, good shot.
1 of 2. 4 points on the night. Final 10 seconds. Here's Harmon. Looks like she's just going to walk this one into front court and let the time run out. She faked a little bit of a move, but no, not going to take the shot. That is the end of the game. And all Christian Brothers here tonight. Bella Vista, they gave it a go.
Yep.
And we hope to get a chance to talk with Coach Stewart tonight here after the game and get her thoughts on this one. and the things that she saw from her team. She had no illusions. She knew that they were in for a tough one tonight, and
Absolutely.
she is the one that identified Christian Brothers as the best team in the league. So we will prepare for Coach Stewart to come join us, hopefully, and. But your thoughts? Obviously, this is a 51-point win for Christian Brothers.
Right.
But, Bella Vista was supposed to work on boxing out, work on rebounds, work on forcing turnovers and not committing them, and then taking between 60 and 70 shots.
Right. They didn't quite get to that number of shots, but all in all, there was a lot of wins. There's no such things as a loss in basketball or sports in general. I think Bella Vista had a lot of wins. A lot of them are, they got to play some of the best players in the conference, and they actually did well against them. There's kids that, got some minutes that got to go up against them way late in the ball game, and those players were trying their hardest, and they were still working hard to get that. So I love the effort. I love the rebounds towards the end of the second half. So there's lots of wins, lots of things you can take away from it.
Well, and of course, the league last year had a much different look. We had Roseville, we had River Valley, and we had Yuba City, and we also had, but we also had Intercom. And so
Intercom, and
Coach Stewart is getting ready to come up and join us here in just a second. So we will get ready to welcome her in.
I think it's a fun test though for Bella Vista. You get to play a private school, a school like I happen to notice some of the hometowns on some of these kids, like Vallejo. People move from Vallejo to come to Christian Brothers. I mean, it's crazy some of the competition that Bella Vista gets to play against. So I think it's all positive in that you get to play these really good private schools, and it just makes you better as a whole. Like you were mentioning from the very beginning, it's building a base, and it just continued to get better and better. That's all you can do.
And you're right. When it comes to the private schools, they they're not limited to a district.
Right, for sure.
Players can come from all over. There are players here from Fair Oaks and Rancho Cordova that go to. In fact, Gabriella Devlin, like my son, and Marcus Salud from the Christian Brothers boys team all went to St. John Vianney. Parochial school in Rancho Cordova,
right?
And we won't talk about the coaching that Marcus Salud got in 7th grade because, although my assistant coach was pretty good. So
yeah, you're funny. You're a fantastic coach.
But looking forward to tomorrow night's game because it is going to be a chance to watch another former player.
Is Christian Brothers boys, are they pretty good?
I will have to look up the record.
Sure
the record looked pretty good as I recall as I was looking at it, but I've been so focused on this game tonight that
me too.
That I haven't really. I've been doing my prep, but I just don't remember off the top of my head.
That's 24 hours from now. You got a lot of time to.
But we will take a look. We will take a look at it, and Coach Stewart is talking with some folks right now before she comes up here and joins us tonight.
The second job of a coach, right? Talk to the parents, make sure everybody has a good time. I think it was fun. Yeah, like I said, let's see. So some of my takeaways at the beginning, they had a couple mistakes in the open field or in the open court, right? Like they passed the ball a little too quickly, got it stolen. I didn't see that the second half. So I really like the fact that Coach Stewart must have had that as a correction, a topic to discuss at halftime. They took a long halftime conversation, so I know she probably had a lot of things to say. So that might be my question for her, is exactly what she mentioned to them at halftime.
Sorry, just signaling to Coach Stewart as she's going to join us here in just a second here.
I'll sit in the middle.
Yes, indeed.
Nice work, Coach.
And Coach Stewart is joining us now. Thank you very much for joining us. One of the things that you had indicated tonight is you wanted to see a lot of shots and you wanted to see a lot of boxing out. Obviously, you ran into a very good team, which you knew you were playing a very good team. What are your thoughts about the performance tonight?
I felt that we started off a little scared. They weren't quite ready to play at the start of the game, and doing the things that we needed to do. Once they settled down, we did start doing some more better things. We were passing the ball better, and when we moved the ball around, we beat them. We'd get our shot off. Not always making it, but we'd get the shot off. Boxing out, we kind of missed that a little bit too much. But on the other end, they were pushing and shoving, and we weren't getting any calls underneath. I mean, I watched two or three times where girls literally pushed us out of the way. But again, we got to be tougher and not allow them to push us by bending our knees, using our body to box out and do those things. So things that we need to work on to move on for our next game against Wood Creek. I think if we can compete the way we did in the second half of this game, I think we can give Wood Creek a run for their money.
Absolutely. And that's the important thing. I mean, we know how good Christian Brothers is. And so you as a coach in a game like this, and also the one against Intercom, you need to find the little victories in those games, because we know that those teams, you're not the only one that faces this type of result against these teams.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the CBC is a tough league right now with the changes that they made and the teams that they brought in. We've got some top 10 caliber teams from Division I and Division II levels that makes it hard to compete. And when you have a young group of girls like I have, who haven't really had that playoff experience and things, it makes it hard to really make them understand. And I think now they're starting to get an idea of it, and I'm hoping second half we can, give people a little bit more run for their money and be a little bit more competitive. Part of it is just getting a little tougher. I tell my girls all the time, I said, you guys are the nicest girls in the world, and I wouldn't want to coach anyone else. I love you to death, but man, we got to toughen up a little bit. Sun's out, guns out. Get them going.
There you go. I mean, one of the things that we were talking about before the game is last Friday against Rio. Again, major discrepancy in fouls called, and then tonight you're noticing fouls that are not getting called. So you're right. It's learning experience, and of course for the younger players, the players that will be back next year, playing against this level of competition can only help them get better.
Well, and it's like, we have a few super young kids. I've got my one little freshman and Bridget on the team who is a fighter. She's a little feisty little thing, and I keep telling her and reminding her that, this is kind of learning by fire, learning to make you better, and in the next 3 years, what's expected out of you on the floor. The next 3 years, you just continue to get better, and I think this team will do that. Obviously, we'll have a huge loss of losing Ellie, who is our high scorer and point guard who controls everything, and losing Paige Hackman, who is one of our top defenders. Mackenzie Dean has come in and done a great job grabbing rebounds and making the post moves and things, especially with Ava Jensen being out right now. So having losing those three is going to be hard, but our JV team's got some fighters. We got some post players in there, and I really think there is a hope for this team to do better. We just got to get the kids. The kids also have to get dedicated. We got to get into the gym. We got to practice. We got to work on these things, and it's hard because we do have a lot of multi-sport athletes, and I do like to encourage a multi-sport athlete. I was one myself. I played 2 sports when I was in high school, and I try to encourage the kids to do the same. But again, the off season and the summer and stuff, trying to spend a couple days a week in the gym is what's going to help make them better, and I'm hoping that we can get that out of them this year.
You mentioned that it's about the future. A close game for the JV tonight, losing by 10, and the freshmen win by 2 points at the very end. So you look at, again, the Christian Brothers program, and your lower level teams, JV and freshmen, held their own against them. So that does bode well for the future.
Yeah, and I look at my freshman program. Holly Holmgren has done a great job with the freshman program. She actually, in 2 years, has 1 league loss, which her first league loss was Monday against Intercom. That was the first league loss that she's had. So they were undefeated last year, which a lot of that team is on the JVs now. And then she ended up, they lost to Intercom last week, which, they could have done better, but, they struggled a little bit with rebounding and things. But they came back here and, they keep fighting. And that's all you can ask for. But again, I always tell the girls that there is the jump from freshman to JV isn't that big. But that jump from JV to varsity and the competition, the speed, the strength of the game is a whole different level. and especially in the girls' game. You don't see it as much in the boys, but in the girls' game you do. And so that's the big thing that they need to understand, because they have that success at the lower levels and then don't realize how much it's different when you get to varsity. So just getting them to get that, that diehard attitude and that go-get-'em attitude. And so try and give them a little bit of my fire.
You mentioned Ava Jensen. So, and we talked before the game, but go ahead and let's hear the update on her. And
So Ava came to me today, actually. We were hoping we would possibly have her back next week, but it looks like her physical therapist wants her a couple more weeks, so we're hoping to have her for second half, so our last 7 games of the season. Big thing with her is just making sure that she is healed. She's a 3-sport athlete. She plays volleyball, basketball, and she's a pole vaulter, high jumper, long jumper, and she's good at what she does at track and field. And so my big thing is to have her healed, ready to go for her spring sport. As much as I want her on the court, I don't want her in a situation where she's going to get injured again and not be able to compete this spring. So, and she's a junior, so having her back next year will be huge. But losing those 15 rebounds a game is tough.
Yeah, it's
really
tough.
impressive. And the 9 games she's played, she's double-digit rebounds in every single game.
Yeah.
And she's up there in points as well.
Yeah,
so.
But I know she'll come back. She practiced a little bit yesterday. We'll have her practice a little bit tomorrow and stuff, and then again on Tuesday before our game on Wednesday. And I think just having her get out there and do that a little bit is helping her a little bit. She is a little out of shape, so she was huffing and puffing a little. So we're working on that slowly, getting her back. But she's eager to come back.
Right.
She's been doing everything possible to get back on the floor.
Nice.
They're doing red light therapy on her ankle almost every day, which is helping with the inflammation of it. She's doing her exercise all the time. She'll come out to practice when she wasn't practicing, and she'd sit on the sideline doing dips on the bench, off of a chair, doing sit-ups, doing planks, while we're doing all this other stuff. Now she's getting the ball in her hand and doing some shooting and stuff. So we're excited to get her back, and I know it'll make a difference when she does come back for us, especially with some of these teams that, I think we can compete against a little better and even beat. So that's our goal.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's on to Wood Creek.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Friday.
So Friday night at 7:30 right here on BV Live Sports. We will see you then, and certainly good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate
No,
it.
Thanks for doing this. We appreciate you and everything that you do for Bella Vista Athletics. So thanks, George.
All right, you bet, Becky. Thank you very much. That's Becky Stewart, the head coach,
Thanks, Coach.
of the Bella Vista Broncos, joining us tonight on our post-game coverage here as the Broncos, well, it was all Christian Brothers tonight, with the final being 72 to 21. So, and speaking of Christian Brothers, we were talking about the boys getting ready for that game tomorrow night, which we will have here on BV Live Sports. The boys team at Christian Brothers is 15-4.
Oh yeah, they're good.
And Bella Vista is 7-10. Bella Vista had to endure Intercom also this week. They played them last night, and so we will get ready to bring you the game against Christian Brothers. I don't see a
I'll be
score.
watching.
I don't see a score reported on the Intercom game
No,
here
not yet.
on Max Preps. So we'll have to double check other sources for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we will look
Check the
forward to
newspaper.
seeing for the boys against against Christian Brothers tomorrow night, and then as you see on the screen, the girls next in action this Friday night against against Wood Creek. We'll have that for you. So both games will start with our pregame at 7:15 and the tip-off at 7:30. Just a quick look at some of the final numbers here, statistic-wise. Ellie Tomei leads the way with 10 points all in the first half, 4 for Elise Stites, and then it drops down 2 points for Mackenzie Dean, 2 for Macy Lee, 2 for Paige Hackman, and 1 for Emma Givens to close out the Bella Vista scoring. 14 points for Alea Harmon. She actually led the way
wow.
tonight. She was
More
the
than
leading
Novi, huh?
scorer last year,
Wow.
but she just squeaked by Olivia Novi.
Yeah,
Novi
they
had
both had a great
13.
Wow.
13 points for Olivia Novi and Joy Omashakan. And then Journey Williams had quite a second half. As we mentioned, 5 free throws. She went
Nice.
5 of 6 from the free throw line in that third quarter alone, she finishes with 11 points tonight. And then the rest of the scoring for Christian Brothers, 7 points for Layla Serrano, 4 points for Amor Corcoran, 2 for Sophia Salazar, 2 for Bella Holbert, and then 2 points as well for Gabriella Devlin. So that wraps it up for us. Thank you very much for joining us. The final score again, Christian Brothers 72, Bella Vista 21. We will be back with you tomorrow night as Christian Brothers and Bella Vista battle in boys basketball. And then Friday, again, the girls will take on Wood Creek. Both broadcasts begin at 7:15 with tip-off at 7:30. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Camera operator tonight, JT Stewart. Our producer is Julie Tharlson. For Scott Hackman, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, George.